Welcome comic lovers. Old Comic Guy coming back at you with another comic haul. This one's kind of different. So normally, I do the local comic shop hauls. I do antique stores. I've done estate sales. I've actually done some from other places, cons. And I thought, because I was watching the show and I went ahead and bought some. So Monster Comics, which is a local comic shop here, they, on their Facebook page, do a TNA show. Get your minds out of the gutter. It's Todd and Adam. They call it the TNA show. It's Todd and Adam putting books up. On Fridays, Arizona time, it usually starts around 6 p.m.-ish on Fridays. Anywhere between 6 and 7 they get going. And it's just, they stream it from their Facebook show. They take bids. You can buy stuff now. They'll put prices on stuff for a buy it now. And you can just pick them up. And they also do auctions. So I'll share what I got and kind of give you some information on it like I always do. And we'll kind of go from there. Alright, so I picked up Miss Marvel number 10. Brian Reed's the writer, art's Mike Waringo. He also does the cover. This is from 2006. It's a near mint minus, and it was $8. So, yeah. And I'm giving you the price on these. Most of the other stuff I pick up, and because I pick it up in bulk, I really don't even... It's usually $1 or $2, right? Besides new books that are obviously new prices. Yeah, so I thought I'd kind of go through this. So I also picked up number 26. Also Brian Reed's the writer. This was from 2008. Cover's a Greg Horn cover. And the art is Adriana Milo, I believe. This was also a near mint minus. This one was only $6. Pretty cool. And of course this is a Secret Invasion tie-in. And then I got this Uncanny X-Force number 1. The writer Sam Humphries. The art's Ron Garney. It is part of the 2012 Marvel Now event. And again, that actually came out in 2013. This is number 1. It's volume 2. And the cover's Ron Garney and Oliver Coppel. And it's signed right here by Sam Humphries and numbered. And it is a Dynamic Forces exclusive. It even has a certificate of authenticity, and I picked it up for and it's sealed still, so it's not even like he didn't break the seal to grade it, so he won't grade if it's, oh no wait, the outside, yeah, so it is sealed, so it is near mint. He doesn't actually pull them out if they're sealed, so he wouldn't have opened this to actually grade it. So that's pretty cool. So I would definitely call it near mint. And it was $28. I picked up some wonderful old Avengers. So first we have Avengers issue 148. This is 1976-ish. Kirby obviously did the cover. Writer Steve Englehart. The art inside is George Perez. Interesting note, the editor of this book was Marv Wolfman. And then of course Wolfman and Perez will later on start the New Teen Titans and do some amazing work. This is the first appearance of Amphibian. And also from the Squadron Supreme, and then American Eagle becomes Captain Hawk. The story is, which I think is kind of interesting, the story is 20,000 Leagues Under Justice totally a nod to the JLA, Justice League of America, which the Squadron Supreme is based on. Also, the opening splash page of this is a nod to the old JLA, JSA team-ups with the floating heads around the main picture. So, and if you don't know, I love those floating heads, man. So I love this issue. And this was, this is in fine, very fine. It's not, it's got some little rough spots, but not too bad. And it was $10. Really, so cool. I also got issue 161. This is the Whitman variant of it from 1977. The writer's Jim Shooter, the art is still George Perez, and George Perez does the cover. The editor at this point is Archie Goodwin, and Wonder Man gets a new costume in this. Again, I've shared about the Whitman variants before. This is 77, so that means that this particular book was actually published by Whitman the same time. So Marvel made them. They came off the presses. About 5% of them came off with this diamond that would then go to publishers like Whitman and others who would pay for that publishing process, and those books were non-returnable. This is the original direct market stuff, and they went into bags into stores. So these are really of those 5% of the comics printed at the time, these were probably the rarest. And yeah, and I picked it up for only $6. Another note I should mention, because Archie's on this, so Archie, Marv, Archie Goodwin, Marv Wolfman, Roy Thomas, Len Wein were really good friends. Like the four of them hung out a lot and actually incorporated each other in their work as much as possible. Not that they all didn't work with wonderful other people, but they definitely were close. So that's pretty cool. And you'll see a lot of times where they do stuff and they refer to each other. So that's, I love it. Oh yeah, did I mention Wonder Man gets a new costume in this? He gets that, I don't know. I like it because it's the W and then the M underneath for Wonder Man. I picked up 162. Again, still Jim Shooter, George Perez, obviously on the cover, still Archie Goodwin. This is the first appearance of Jocasta, the bride of Ultron. Who actually ends up teaming up and becoming an Avenger. So yeah, this was also $10, so that's pretty cool. Or this was $10. Oh, condition wise, I don't think I mentioned it on the last one. So this one's rough. It's a good, very good, and that's reasonable. Again, $6, so it makes sense. This one, I would still good, very good, and it was $10. And then, yeah, and then this is 1978. It's number 174. Jim Shooter with Bill Mantlo doing the writing. Art's Dave Wenzel. Cover is still George Perez with Terry Austin. Roger Stern is the editor. He's been around for a long time. We know him from the Death of Superman, but this is 78, so it's early in his career. This is part of the Korvac saga storyline, and this one is in fine, very fine, and it was a buy it now for $7. So most of these are pretty reasonable. They're usually a buck or two off. Okay. This is cool. So Fantastic Four Annual number 5 from 1967. It is Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. The art is Kirby, including the cover. At this point, Stan Lee was editor, editor-in-chief, editor, everything, main writer, all that sort of stuff. Mainly, so let me tell you what this is mainly known for. First appearance of Psycho Man. That's what we know it for. It's also the first solo Silver Surfer story. Yeah, so this special bonus Silver Surfer story is actually his first solo story, which is pretty cool. This is in good condition, but it is what it is, and it's pretty cool. This one was 30 bucks. How cool is that? And it really does present fairly well, but when you really get down and start looking at it, you can see where it's starting to come apart at the... it's still attached, everything's still attached, but you can see where it's got some really rough spots there. Pretty nice though. I was excited to get it, as I don't have that one currently. I also picked up The Defenders, number 2, from 1972. The writer is Steve Englehart. Art and the cover is both Sal Buscema, and then Roy Thomas is the editor. This is number 2. It is a I would almost say this is a VF Plus. It might even be a little better than that. This was $35, and that's pretty cool. Often we associate Silver Surfer as being an original member of the Defenders. He was not. He joined in issue 2. The original Defenders was just Doctor Strange, Namor, and the Incredible Hulk. But yeah, he joins in 2, so I guess we can call him a original. I think that's pretty cool. Well then, they did an auction for this. It is a graded 9.6 Batman 434. It's a nice John Byrne cover. John Byrne was also the writer. The art inside is Jim Aparo. Editor is Denny O'Neil. They genuinely started this auction at $5. Now, the way their auctions work is if it gets to be more than $100, they move by $5 increments. If it's a slab, it also is $5 increments. But he started the bidding at $5. $5. Of course, I bid on it for $5. It did go up, but I ended up getting it for $45. So that's pretty cool. It's not like it's a huge deal by any means, and I don't do a lot with slabbed books. But again, I thought if I could get it cheap enough, it would be worth it. This thing goes for probably about 50 bucks at a 9.6. So I didn't really make a huge deal on it. I probably should have stopped at like 35, but that's all right. Sometimes you get excited. Every time you bid, and every time you buy something, or you win an auction, you get entered in a draw. You get an entry, and then they do an end of the night giveaway. And actually, sometimes they do a mid giveaway too, which is awesome. So the end of the night giveaway, they usually put out 4 things, 3 or 4 things, and then they draw your name, or they spin the wheel. They're using I don't know, like a tablet with a spinning wheel on it. And if you win, you get to pick 1, 2, 3, whatever the choices are. And so there'll be like 3 or 4 people win, and then you get something. Now sometimes it's not real cool, sometimes it is real cool. This time I won a Superman Volume 2, number 75, from 1992. This was I won this. This is the death of Superman, right? So if you're not familiar, this is the black bagged, written by Dan Jurgens. Art was Brett Breeding and Dan Jurgens, so he did the art also. Did both jobs. And this is the one that came polybagged. And inside here is a armband that you could wear, a black armband with Superman's symbol. The inside, the cover looks like a gravestone, the actual cover of the book. So I have some of these. I have them out of the bag. I have them in the bag. I have, I mean, you know, if you collected in the 90s, this was a big deal. And so, yeah, so most of us have a couple. And I have some other editions like the News Direct, the Newsstand, etc. But getting this one, this is still in a sealed bag. I actually did not have one of this particular version completely sealed. So that's pretty cool. But it didn't cost me anything. So that's a win. Not like it's worth a ton of money or anything. I think they just mass produce way too many of these. Kind of the same problem Image had. They mass produced so many, or Marvel with their Avengers, or not Avengers, X-Men. So they kind of destroyed the collectability of it. But, you know, even something that isn't necessarily rare can still be worth something. It's kind of weird. So the Whitman variants I mentioned before, those are rare. They're hard to find. It's like being here in America and finding a UK price variant or a Canadian price variant. They're not common. Oddly, those are really rare. The Whitmans are. They're even rarer. I mean, well, they're probably about as rare as like the Mark Jeweler. But oftentimes they're not given a huge price bump. And then something like this, for the nostalgia, gets a price bump that it probably doesn't necessarily need because they're not that rare. So I don't know. You know, it's kind of funny how people will do things. Anyway, I wanted to share this. So this is the TNA show that I pulled this from, the Monster Comics Todd and Adam show on Friday nights. Arizona time, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Sometime in there is when they start. And they do ship all over. So they do ship all over the country. Some of the people that are on don't live here in the Phoenix Valley, so they couldn't come even if they wanted to. I do go pick my stuff up. I know that they do have things for some of the people where they will do a box and they actually just wait till they get, you know, they've won 13 or 14 books, whatever it is that'll fit in one of the boxes, and then they'll ship out. So it saves them on shipping. If you are out of the state and you are going to have the stuff shipped, know that you're going to pay for shipping. That's usually not too bad though. But the wins are pretty nice. He bills through PayPal. And yeah, so if, depending upon what you win from, if you only win from one, like Todd, or you only win from Adam, they're putting their own books up. Adam is the clueless collector, so they would bill separately if that's the case. If you won from both, you're going to pick up, you come in, pick up, and you pay for it at one time. It all kind of goes together. If you are having them shipped, I don't know if they ship together or not. They might ship together, but I know they bill separately, just because two different people. Anyway, so that was the haul from the Monster Comics TNA show. I have more comic hauls coming up. You guys take care of yourself. We're going to get caught up. All right, you guys have a wonderful day.